Hello children. So yes, there is a great relief coming to this part of this poem that today we are going to discuss that fourth stanza of this poem. Right? The poem is again the same, an elementary school class in the slum, written by Stephen Spender. So in the last paragraph, what is discussed? That it is discussed about the possibilities, that what are those possibilities under which the conditions of the slum children can be improved, what can be done, what are the hopes are there still for these people, for these children, and how their lot, their conditions can be improved. Who are those people who can come forward in their help so that their conditions can be improved. So all this thing is said in this fourth stanza and the concluding stanza of this poem. So here it is said, so that there are certain people, government officials like the governor, educationalist, inspector, they visit the school, right? Sometime. So those people, the government officials who visit the school, they should come forward for their help. And the poet also says that the civilized society, the affluent people, the rich people should bridge the gap between the rich and poor. Means the civilized people must bridge the gap between them and the world of these children. Fine. It is also said that the window of these classrooms of the slum, these windows always stop and confines the dreams and hopes of slum children. So these windows must be broken and children must be taken out in the green field, away from the filthy surroundings. The students should be allowed to walk freely on the golden sand and under the clear sky and to make progress in their life. At last, the poet says that the children of the slum, they must be given quality education, because only education can help them immensely. Why? And at last, the poet concludes the poem with a very positive line that often history is written by those people whose language has the warmth and energy of sun, who are knowledgeable, who have wisdom, who have intelligence. They only can write the history. So this is the poem. Fine. So there are talked mainly 4 points. So number 1 is what? That this student will continue to suffer the hell unless the government officials, they come forward to in their help. Fine. So I am going to write the points. The slum children will continue to suffer this hell unless the government officials, who are those government officials? Like governor, like educationalist, and inspectors who visit the school should come forward for their help. What is the meaning of this line? The slum children will continue to suffer this hell unless the government officials, who are the government officials? Governor, educationalist, inspector, who visit the school, come forward for their help. Means the government officials, they will have to come forward for the help of these children, slum children. If they do not come for the help, so suffer this health conditions. One more thing is said, the civilized society. The civilized society should bridge the gap between them and the world of these slum children. Fine. So these two people, they will have to come forward for the help of the slum children. Who are those people? One are the group of this government officials. Who are the government officials? Governor, educationalists, inspectors. They should come forward to help these slum children. If they do not come, so they will continue to suffer this help. Next, civilized society, those people who are rich, who are affluent, who are well-to-do family, who have money, they should, bridge the gap. So there is a deep valley, there is a wide gap between the civilized society and the poor society, the society of the poor children, the children from where these slum children belong. So the civilized society should also bridge the gap between them, between the world of rich people and the poor people, between the world of the civilized people and the world of these slum children. Is that clear? Now the next point which Stephen Spender is mentioning here is that the windows of this slum classroom, the schools, these windows always confines, stops the dreams and the hopes of slum children. So these windows must be broken so that the student can be brought out in the green field away from the filthy environment, dirty surroundings. So another point is said here that the windows of elementary school classrooms stop and confine their hopes and dreams. The windows of this classroom, they stop and confine the dreams of slum children. That's why these windows must be broken. That is why the windows must be broken and slum children should be brought out in the green field away from dirty and filthy surroundings of slum. Is that clear, children? So what is said here? Here it is said the windows of the elementary school classroom stop and confine their hopes and dreams. That is why the windows must be broken and slum children should be brought out, should be brought in the green fields, brought out in the green fields away from dirty and filthy surroundings of slum. Fine, children? Now next is also said that these children should be allowed to walk freely on the golden sand and under the clear sky. The next idea is said that slum children should be allowed to walk freely, on the golden sand and under the clear sky. That is to make progress. Is that clear, children? The slum children should be allowed to walk freely, where on the golden sand and under the clear sky to make progress. At last, one last idea is there left in this last line of these poems, and that's a very positive line and strong line, that the slum children should be allowed to have quality education, because the education can help them immensely. Why? Because the poet says that often his history is written by those people whose language have the warmth and energy of the sun, who are wise, who are intelligent, who have knowledge. So this is the last point is said, the last idea is shared in this poem. The last idea is shared is that the slum children should be allowed to have quality education. Because education will help the slum children immensely. Fine, children? The slum children should be allowed to have quality education, because education will help the slum children immensely. One more thing is said, the poet says, the last idea of this poem, which is very positive, very strong, he says, history is often written by those people whose language have the warmth and energy of the sun, and who are knowledgeable, who are wise, and who have lot of intelligence. The poet says that history is often written by those whose language has got warmth and the energy of the sun, and those who are knowledgeable, wise. So this is the last finishing line of this poem, that is, the poet says that history is often written by those whose language has got warmth and the energy of the sun, and those who are knowledgeable and wise and intelligent. Fine, children? So this was a beautiful poem, and we have gone through a long journey to understand and to finish this poem. We have seen all together they are given 4 different stanzas, and for each of the stanzas I made a separate lecture. Is that clear? So in the last stanza, whatever the ideas is given, I am going to recap once again. So the first idea of the 4th stanza, it says that these slum children will continue to suffer the hell unless the government officials like the governor, like the educationalist, like the inspector who visit the school, they come forward to help them. Another thing is said, the civilized society who have wealth, they should bridge the gap between them and the world of these slum children. And it is also said further that the window of this elementary classroom, this window stops and confines the dreams and the hope of these slum children. That's why these windows must be broken and children should be taken out in the green field away from dirty and filthy surroundings. At last, the poet says that the slum children should be allowed to have a very quality education because the education can help them immensely. He further says that history is often written by those whose language have got the warmth and energy of the sun and who are knowledgeable, who are wise and who are wisdom. So hence here also the poet has said the power of education, the power of knowledge. So it is also equally true for you children that knowledge and this wisdom and intelligence can change the entire course of history, and in history only those people are remembered who are knowledgeable, and through knowledge they influence other things and they bring a lot of changes and they do a lot of positive things for the rest of the world. Is that clear? Thank you. So once when you try to see, you need to see all 4 videos together. Separately I have made. You see one video, take a break for some time, another again after that you start and visit with the second video. Is that clear? God bless you.